Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Chase Young is uncertain to play in week 1 while he is still recovering from a stinger. Also, we have another defensive lineman headed to IR to start the season. Let's talk about it.
After 20 years, we back on. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. One forward with the passion, we scoring. FedEx field back lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, I need that.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about defensive lineman Chase Young, who is uncertain to play in week 1 as of right now. And also, we have yet another defensive lineman going to IR to start the season. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel in regards to our Washington Commanders or the NFL. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm currently running a Terry McLaurin jersey giveaway. As soon as we hit 6K, I will be giving that jersey away. And again, it's totally free to enter. All you got to do is be a subscriber to the channel. And as you know, it is free to subscribe on YouTube. So go ahead and do that. Now that out the way, let's get straight to it. Okay, so Chase Young, as we know, is dealing with a stinger injury. Something that I found out yesterday was the stinger that he sustained in the game versus the Browns. It was self-diagnosed per Ron Rivera. Like, at first I thought, the doctors basically said he had a stinger. They said he's the one that took himself out the game and said he had a stinger. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not saying I disagree with Chase Young or don't believe him, but he was the one that took himself out the game. You know what I'm saying? Not the team doctors or anything like that. So when we heard that he sustained a stinger, we didn't think it was going to be that serious. We didn't think he was going to be out, for that long. However, we're now a couple weeks removed, probably almost 3 weeks removed away from the preseason opener, and he's still dealing with this stinger, progressively coming back from this stinger. And at this current moment, his status for week 1 is uncertain. Now, let's read it per Ben Standing. He says this on Commanders defensive end Chase Young. Chase Young is progressing from the stinger injury suffered in the preseason opener. However, he is still not cleared for contact. He's expected to meet with another doctor this week and is uncertain for week 1, sources tell me. So, honestly, this is very, very frustrating if he doesn't play in week 1 because, again, we know the whole song and dance we went through with Chase Young last year. Him, not coming back when they felt like he could. And now you're starting the season off like this. A lot of fans feel like Chase Young don't want to be in Washington. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those guys that was trying to stay even with it. Like, I was one of those fans that was like, I can see where y'all coming from, but I'm also like, nah, man, Chase Young loves ball and he wants to play. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that's not true, but maybe he just don't want to be in Washington, and he's trying everything not to play, which I highly doubt, because even if he doesn't want to play in Washington, he still got to put out some good film for next year when he can hit free agency. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't want to overreact, but I definitely feel as though him playing week 1 isn't as for sure as we may have thought a couple days ago to a week ago. Again, when you think of a stinger, and I never had a stinger, so I don't know how it necessarily feels, but when you think of a stinger, you feel like it's probably something that's not like that serious. You know what I'm saying? Probably like within the first 2 weeks of the stinger being, had, it'll go away. Like, I think I did some research and it was like a stinger could last from 6 minutes to a couple weeks. So again, I don't know how severe it is. It seems a little too severe to where he has to see he sees his own doctors apparently. Like, he doesn't even go to the team doctors. He goes to his own doctors, you know what I'm saying? And his own doctors are obviously gonna tell him what's best for him. And I'm not saying the team doctors don't do that, but what I'm saying is The team doctors are also, along with trying to do what's best with the player, they want to do what's best for the team, because again, they're the team doctors. When he goes to his own doctors has no ties to Washington, so they want to do what's best for their client, Chase Young, specifically. So Chase Young still dealing with the stinger at this current moment. I want to Chase Young to be successful, man. I want him to be here in Washington long term. But it's just like, man, after that 2020 year, it just hasn't hit the same, bro. Like 21, he wasn't that good up until his torn ACL. 22, he missed all of last year practically with the torn ACL, coming back the last few games. And then this year, he's off to this, off to this start. I just don't think he wants to be in Washington. Like, I don't fully believe that, but a lot of the fans that say that, I'm starting to really feel like that. Like, I know Chase Young deep down inside loves football. I know he wants to play football. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he just doesn't want to do it here, and that's the kind of feeling that I get, or am starting to get, and I'm starting to believe what a lot of other fans are saying. But a part of me still don't want to believe that, because I like Chase Young, man. I feel like a lot of y'all feel like a lot of the fans that would rather have Montez Sweat at this current moment than Chase Young don't like Chase. No, we love Chase Young. We want him to pan out. He's the number 2 overall pick. He was labeled this generational talent. His ceiling was supposed to be through the roof. He was supposed to be better than both Bosa brothers, and he has not. He has not lived up to none of that. Like, let's call it a buck. I love Chase Young. You know what I'm saying? I root for him, Jared Patterson, all these PG County natives harder than anybody. But we got to call it what it is, bro. At this current moment, Chase Young has not lived up to what he was drafted at, fool. And it's very frustrating that we're dealing with this. Because, obviously hindsight, right? Hindsight, you're drafting Justin Herbert. Hindsight, if you could do it over again. But it's not even that we necessarily picked Chase Young. Looking back at it now, it's more so like what they labeled him coming out of O State, bro. Coming out of O State, this guy was supposed to be a dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he's not that. Like, I know he has the personality. I know he has the leading ability. I know he has that dog mentality. But it just hasn't transitioned to the field. How do I personally feel, though? With me ranting about this, how do I feel about it? As far as the status for week 1. I feel that there's still a really high chance he plays week 1, but if we're making this video next Friday, you know what I'm saying, and we're talking about Chase Young being out or questionable or doubtful, I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised at all. Like, I really wouldn't. That's the level I am with Chase Young now. Like, I'm not surprised if he doesn't play the first game of the season. Like, okay, if he genuinely is still dealing with this stinger and he genuinely can't take contact anymore and he has to miss week 1, by all means, understandably so, miss week 1 because it's the Cardinals. We still should punish the Cardinals, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the Cardinals. But if this is a thing that's gonna linger, week 2, week 3, week 4, and we looking up and Chase Young still hasn't suited up, but now we got a problem, bro. Like, now we got a problem. And I don't want to be like that with Chase. I want Chase to be successful. I have his jersey in my closet, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a Montez Sweat jersey. But at this moment, give me Tez over him any day of the week, bro. Tez is going to at least be out there. Does Tez potentially have the talent and selling as a Chase Young? No. But at least I know Tez is going to be out there. And for all the people that pick Chase Young over Montez Sweat right now, you clearly don't know what you're watching. There's no way you can pick Chase Young over Montez Sweat at this current moment. A lot of people feel like Chase Young is not wanted here by Jack Del Rio. They seem like Jack Del Rio is done with him. Ron Rivera probably is done with him. And it's just like, come on, dog. We really spent a number 2 overall pick on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little Chase Young rant, man. We're going to be talking about it more and more as we get closer, but that's just the update per man standing. He's uncertain for week 1 at this current moment. Is that saying a lot? Not really, but at the same time, again, like I said, I'm not surprised if this is saying a lot to the point where we come back next Friday and Chase Young is out or he's doubtful. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Now, moving on to another guy that's placed on IR. We're tapping into this defensive line depth early. Okay, we just put Fedarian Mathis on IR. Chase Young is dealing with the Stinger, and he's uncertain for week 1. And now we're placing F.A. Obada on injury reserve to start the year. We're tapping into this defensive line depth early. Okay, so we may see a lot of Andre Jones Jr. We may see a lot of KJ Henry. Okay, we may see a lot of Casey Hill to start the season, because it's one thing to have Chase Young out there, but if he's not out there along with F.A. Obada and Phil Math missing in action, we're gonna have to see a lot of backups. And I don't know how comfortable y'all are with putting our rookies out there. Andre Jones, I think he cool. I think he can handle his own. KJ Henry, not so much. And then I don't know what we're going to do inside, because obviously Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, they're going to play majority of the snaps, but when they need to come out, who's going to go in there? John Ridgeway going to go in for one of them? What if both of them tied? They both can't come off the field at the same time, and that's uncertain. I mean, that's very unfortunate because of the circumstances we're in. Defensive line was one of our deepest, depth positions, and it's clearly one of our best positions. But when you start tapping into that before we even play a game, that's scary, bro. That's scary, because that is one of our best positions. More of the story, though, we call up Abdullah Anderson. More of the story, Chase Young has to play week 1, but if he doesn't, I'm not gonna be surprised, because again, like I said, at this point, I'm kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm souring on Chase Young. I don't know if y'all can tell by my demeanor, but I'm starting to I'm kind of starting to wash my hands with Chase Young. I'm gonna be honest, right now, I'm putting a little bit of the soap on my hands, just a little bit. But once I turn that faucet on, then put my hands in the water, bro, I think I'm almost there, bro. I'm almost there. I'm not gonna lie to you, and this hurts me because I love Chase Young and I want him to pan out. But that's just how I feel at this moment, as a fan of him, as a fan of this team. He's supposed to be one of the leaders, bro. He's supposed to be one of the faces of the franchises, and you're not out there, And again, if there's a silver lining, if there is one game that he can miss, it's the Cardinals game. All right, it's the Cardinals game. But I just don't want him to miss any games, because we missed all of last year. I want to see 9-9 out there. I know when 9-9's healthy, he can be a game changer, a disruptor. We just haven't seen that since 2020, and we're dying to see that. That's all. So there y'all have it. Updates on the defensive line. Chase Young uncertain for week 1. And yet another defensive lineman, F.A. Obada, headed to injured reserve. So let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section down below. It's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm currently running a Terry McLaurin jersey giveaway. So all you got to do to be entered in that giveaway is be a subscriber of the channel. It is totally free. And once we hit 6K, I'm immediately picking a winner. So see y'all later. It's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Peace.